you think about Kelantan, your first thought is probably how religious the state is. But little did you know that Kelantan used to be a pleasure state. Back in the 1950s, Kota Baru was known by many as the Paris of Malaya, not because it was filled with baguettes and riots, but because it was filled with prostitutes. This is because many couldn't afford the education back then, and with very little skill sets to sell, many were forced into prostitution, even children from the ages of 12. In fact, actual Parisians were deeply offended by Kelantan's moniker, stating that the majority of French people are hardworking and extremely moral. Now, some of you are probably wondering, this must be the work of the colonizers. But to our surprise, it wasn't the fault of the British.
What?
According to Muji Abdullah, a Malaccan-born writer and teacher, Kelantan was full of debauchery even back in the 1800s, stating that he saw in the state of Kelantan so many loose women, some who are even pimps. But such is the culture of the state. There was no shame in the work. People held cockfights, open gambling, and even smoked opium. Among 100 people, you can hardly find 2 people who carried out their religious obligations to Allah. This showed how shady things were in Kelantan and how far Kelantan was from what we now know it as today. So then, what changed? On the 19th of October 1990, PAS under the leadership of Tok Guru Nik Aziz took over Kelantan and kickstarted initiatives to clean Kelantan up through the Kelantan Entertainment Control Enactment of 1998. They shut down any venues of entertainment from gambling premises, disallowing hotels and shops from serving alcohol, and even shutting down cinema. The idea here was to shift the mindset of the locals to focus more towards Islamic ideals, and it worked, turning Kelantan from the Paris of Malaya into the Veranda of Mekah. However, the enactment also saw to the outlaw of many traditional arts that was seen to be un-Islamic, such as Wayang Kulit, Dikir Barat, Makyong, Main Putri, and many others. It was only until 2019 that the Kelantan state government lifted its ban on these traditional arts with caveats that only Islamic-related performances are allowed. Thus, bringing us back to the present day. Modern day Kelantan still isn't perfect, especially with its poor water quality and narrow roads littered with potholes and uncollected rubbish. But many of us can safely say that at least the level of depravity that once defined Kelantan has mostly faded away with history. It is only through looking at our past through untainted lenses and remembering what we once were that we can truly work to better ourselves.